All right, guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull reporting here to provide you guys with an update as it relates to the situation on March 13th, where I brought you a story about how I tried to call in the Frederick County Planning Commission public meeting, which was being held in the meeting room for Winchester Hall. As you guys know from the last video we did on this subject, there was a public meeting transpiring, and at public meetings held at Winchester Hall, the public, the Frederick public at large, is allowed to come in and weigh in with public comment. There are three ways to do that. Number one being in person, number two being placed on a live caller's queue, and then number three, leaving a voice message. Well, as you guys will know from the story we did last time, I attempted to provide public comment at that March 13th public meeting in Winchester Hall, and I tried to do that by leaving a voice message and also trying to be placed into the live caller's queue.
Please leave your name and comment after the tone. After leaving a message, you can hang up or press pound to return to the menu.
Good afternoon, Frederick Planning Commission. My name is Levi Trumbull, and I am calling in about the Frederick Gate scandal. I would like to start by saying that the work that the Frederick County Planning Commission does is very important. Planning and permitting is crucial to a healthy, functioning jurisdiction. Without it, you would have the public at large believing that they can do whatever they want with their property, regardless of whether or not it is harmful to the community. Planning, zoning, and permitting departments are going to be the reason that your neighbor doesn't amass a commercial.
But as you guys know at this point, for some odd reason, when I was trying to leave that voice message, it was cutting me off, the phone was disconnecting, and then when I went into the live caller's queue, they actually never came to me. We did a whole video on that, and I'm going to provide you guys some updates as it relates to that situation, but first, I just want to state and notate for the record that this is not a story we are going to be continuously pursuing, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because in my pursuit, my initial thinking behind this story was I was trying to figure out whether, number one, this was an intentional act to silence free speech, or number two, if this was just some fluke mistake that happened by some, 22-year-old intern who was working in the technical room. From the information that I have right now, I can tell you that it's probably going to be that second choice. This is most likely a situation where you have some young individual, probably my age, who's interning at the Winchester Hall technical boardroom, and they just happen to have some technical error, or even if it wasn't a technical error, they just didn't know what they were doing. I want to notate for the record that the technical team that operates the live feed for the Winchester Hall public meetings, they are the government, don't get me wrong, but they are sort of a separate entity. They don't take shots or calls from like the county executive. They don't take input from the county council. The county council or any of those board members are not allowed to tell the technical team, you are not allowed to broadcast this, you're not allowed to broadcast that. When it comes to the technical team, they really have no skin in the game as to what is aired and what is not aired. They're sort of a third party, if you want to call them that. But moving on, I filed a public information request, and that PIA did actually turn up some helpful things to use for this story. Number one, as you can see right there on the screen in front of you, this confirms that I did attempt to call in during the live meeting. You can see that is that is me calling in right there at 12:01 p.m. The meeting was ongoing at that point. That was my attempt to call in. Notably, the Public Planning Commission meeting was ongoing at that time on the 13th at 12:01 p.m. That meeting was actively in session. However, I was not able to get through for whatever reason. I will also notate, like I did the last time, I spoke with Vivian Laxton, who is the communications director for the county, had a wonderful conversation with her, very apologetic about the situation. I subsequently then heard from Kimberly Gaines, who is a higher up at the Planning Commission. She actually called in twice. I didn't pick up, but she did leave a voice message, and we're going to bring that to you here in one moment. But the bottom line is it doesn't seem to me, at least, that there was any attempt to squash free speech or my public comment in any way, shape, or form.
Hi, Mr. Trumbull. This is Kimberly Gaines with Frederick County Planning. I was just calling because I understand that you tried to comment during the Planning Commission meeting today and didn't have any luck with it. So I wanted to follow up with you on that. I will try you again in the morning, and my number, just so you have it, is 301-600-1144. And again, I'm Kimberly Gaines. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Hi, Mr. Trumbull. This is Kimberly Gaines again with the Frederick County Planning Department. Just trying to reach you. My phone number is 301-600-1144. Feel free to give me a call if you have any questions about the Planning Commission meeting yesterday or the Planning Commission meeting, any Planning Commission meetings coming up. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
And I just want to close out by saying that, yeah, I do think it was probably some young individual like myself working in the back room, technical room, who just flopped on their duties temporarily. And I'm not going to make a big deal of it because I think they were certainly put on notice by the whole ordeal. And I think moving forward, I hope at least, there's going to be no further issues. So with that, Levi Trumbull reporting in Frederick. We'll catch you guys soon. Take it easy.